project.
Greetings and welcome once again to Roman of the Empire. I am your host, Roman. We have a very special panel put together tonight for one of the great overlooked sci-fi films of the early 80s. It came out before Alien, it came out after Alien, but before Blade Runner. And you actually get a real alien vibe from the universe that this is in, which is fantastic. And the story itself is very straightforward. A lot of it is taken from the old Western High Noon with Gary Cooper. The third act is almost a shot for shot of that. Space station, weird suicides, new Marshal doesn't buy suicides, corrupt corporation, and sports enhancing drugs. But it is a hoot, and if you haven't seen it,
and
there are
clock,
going
folks.
to be a
Good night,
billion
folks.
spoilers.
Hey, that's the show.
So let's dive into this. But before we do, we need to introduce our superstar panel this evening, which is very exciting. We have a lot of we have some new faces and some old faces. So with me, as always, he is my partner on this channel. He is my wingman. He once stopped me from bombing Los Angeles because Godzilla -1 might win an Oscar this weekend. He is Shield Wall of Dragons. Welcome back, my friend. How are you?
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Doing good. Been a long time since I saw this movie. So it was an interesting rewatch. Seeing as how I was a middle teenager when I saw it the last time, and now I'm old. So, coming out between Aliens and Alien and Aliens, you really do get the way the sets are designed and things like that. It could actually be in the Alien universe,
yes,
just in a different part of it,
yeah,
or maybe in a different timeline of that same universe. So
the tech is very similar. Yeah,
right.
That vibe hits hard.
Yeah, it's very utilitarian, hard science kind of. But thanks for having me here. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this as well. He is the scourge of Gotham, the nemesis of the Dark Knight. He is Joker Voice. Welcome back, my friend. How are you?
Well, like I always say, if I was any more amazing, I'd be illegal. And this was a first watch for me. Definitely overlooked. Great. Don't know if I'd go that far. But what would have made this film great, and what Sean Connery ultimately needed to solve the crime? Scissors!
This is why I drink, folks. I drink because of them. Sweet chocolate Jesus.
I drink for them.
Yes.
He is the meme master of the interweb, using his power for good instead of evil. He is Jacob Ironside. Welcome back, Jacob, and thank you for
hello,
the
everybody.
delightful meme. Funny thing. I am like actually 3 years older than Connery was when he did this part.
And he was still pretty.
The last Olive Garden
Hello,
breadstick. You pull the shotgun around like that.
He was jumping around. So
yes, I just
He was doing a lot of
wanted to
jumping.
see the IO branch of Olive Garden. You know, they never showed it.
They don't have the everlasting breadsticks here. What the fuck? So thank you for being here. Goddamn breadsticks. JT.
Hey, when the memes are cooking, you just gotta grin and bear it and eat the breadsticks.
As we
That's
do
what she said.
every week.
Take that
Grin
bread.
and bear it here on this channel, folks. Where the fuck are my notes? Here it is. Sorry. I got lost. I'm so old. Musician, pop culture aficionado, man of the people. He is Sammy Threepeat, back with us again. Despite his better instincts, he has returned to be with us here on Of the Empire. Sammy, how are you? And welcome back.
I am great, and I loved this film, so thank you for having me, and I'm looking forward to hanging out with you guys again and talking about this one for sure.
Right on. Is that the new mic? Are you using the new mic tonight?
Yeah.
Man, it
Sounds good.
I like the mic. It's a very deep, James Earl Jones, chef from South Park. It's nice.
Casey Kasem.
Robust.
Bring it to you. The good old classics.
So this was the first view for you as well, Sammy.
Yes, and like I said, was not what I was expecting. Very, just I was not expecting a police procedural in space. That just blew my mind.
It is. It's because there are no aliens. The only thing that is science fiction about the film is the setting. The plot is very straightforward, almost French Connection type stuff along, like I said, with the Western theme. That's what I thought when I saw it. I'm thinking, because I hadn't seen this movie in a very long time when I saw this again for this viewing. And I was like, man, I'd forgotten all the shit. Because I was a little kid probably the last time I saw it. So I was like, but yeah, French Connection came to mind as far as one of the probable influences on this. In space, his beard can hear you scream. He is Beard of Liberty. Welcome back, my friend. How are you?
God, dude,
Sorry.
that was so hot.
Sorry, Joker. I should have warned you. I should have warned you ahead of time. Thanks for having me as always.
Hang on.
Look, he's got to go off camera for a little. He's got to recover.
Okay.
It's unsurprising to everyone, or to no one, I guess, or surprising to no one, that this was a first watch for me. I didn't know what to expect at all going into it. And while
You're getting educated.
While it's not a masterpiece, I was really impressed and kind of enjoyed it. So I'm looking to get into some of the details.
Right on. And there's a lot. There's a lot to unpack in this one. She will tell you if this is the way. Books, games, or movies. She is armored up and ready to fight. She is Untamed Mando. Welcome back, Mando. How are you this week?
I am feeling pretty good. I don't feel like I'm dying, and my lungs are not being coughed up this week. You will still hear an occasional hacking of the lung, but I'm doing a lot better, feeling good, and I finally have a car, guys. It feels good to have a car again. I'm mobile.
That's good.
Yay!
Congratulations. It's
been months now. It was just the Friday before Christmas is when I got into that wreck, and I just got a car last week.
Oh, that's a long time. That's a minute. Well,
I can finally stop asking people for rides.
I went through that saga last year with my son's vehicle, so I understand your pain. I lucked into a car, and then I'm glad you were mobile, the mobile Mando.
Yes.
He is the man that knows all the things about all the things. He is the fad that shouldn't be, the unbearable 73, Deputy Marshal Shotgun Matt. Welcome back to the show, my friend. How are you?
Greetings. Well, what is not to love about movie where basically Sean Connery and James Seeking gun people down with shotguns? It's a simple, straightforward premise that just you can watch any time of the day of the week. Enjoy. And imagine people you hate being on the other shotguns, and there you go.
Yeah, although I did think, well, one, I like that they continued to use conventional weapons. They didn't use anything we don't have. But in an environment where depressurization is a problem, it seems like you really need to be a bit more cautious. And when we get to that like almost the last scene of the third act.
Well, no, I have science for you on that.
Peculiar things are done.
Shotguns make sense because the way you would, as long as it's not like the slug, if it's a distributed load, because the tiny little pellets will pack less force on, unless likely to penetrate the. I mean, that's actually come up in. If you have to use a chemically powered projectile in space,
I know that's what I thought too, and I feel bad for immediately going there.
Oh, that makes sense.
They were also using the 12 gauge short rounds too.
They were smoking cigarettes in an all oxygen environment.
That's true. Like the entire fucking time.
Now,
where are you looking at
the assassin who said uses a high-powered sniper rifle shoots straight.
Oh yeah.
Yep, and we'll get there. We will get there.
Yeah.
We will get there.
That was weird targeting stuff too.
God, take up.
Sorry.
You're fired. You're refired. His wizardry can take an average video clip and make it so much worse. First time on the show, he is R to the Icky. Welcome, my friend. So happy to have you on the panel. Finally, we've been working around each other for months now, it seems like. And
a lot of reaching around.
Wait, have we been working together? I thought I was just casually harassing you every week. But no, I'm honored to be here. And as a fan of mining, airlocks, shotguns, and implosions, I really enjoyed this film.
That's awesome. This was the first time view for you as well, R2.
It was. Yeah.
See, it's fun. You know, when we had the older folks like Joker and myself and Shield Wall and Matt, and then it's the younger folk who are getting exposed to these things for the first time. It's
my first watch of this.
I am 40. If I'm the younger folk, how old are the rest of you?
I'm 31.
45.
I just recently turned 53.
I am 36.
It's almost time to turn Joker voice into soil.
I'm the youngest one here.
Roman stopped counting after about 150 years.
I'm just a baby.
I would have gotten away with it.
Yeah, Roman stopped counting after the fall of Rome. He just couldn't.
Yes,
Roman, I need to know, was Marcus Aurelius right in his letters?
We all know
I need to know.
Eastern Roman Empire really isn't Rome.
It's not.
Look, Byzantine.
That is the Byzantine Empire. You will not change my mind.
Lots of frescoes. It was delightful. He is the red-headed giant in the land of the rising sun. He is James Harris, the Jinja Ninja. Welcome back, my friend.
Thank you for having me again. I appreciate it, man.
I thought you would enjoy this one.
I'm gonna have to be honest. I don't want to disappoint everybody. I was happy with a third of the movie, and then the other. This is the first time ever. I feel bad about this because I know you guys love it all, but I actually pressed.
That's the point to this. The open discussion. It's an open discussion.
I was not impressed.
There was a lot of just walking around. Like I wanted. Okay, there was this. The premise for this movie was really, really good, and I felt like it just fell short of it. They were right there at it. I liked a lot of the characters in it, but there was just something that I didn't feel invested in the whole conspiracy. I felt it could have been dealt with a little bit better. I felt like these badass assassins that could have come in, they should have been more badass. My uncles,
they weren't particularly bad.
They acted like amateurs.
Yeah, I love the music. I love the feeling. Like I felt like I was watching Alien. I was like, "Oh, dude, this is right down my wheelhouse." I love it.
I was going to say about that.
The twist at the end that nobody saw.
No, it was like.
So let's before we roll into this, because
I have to be honest. I've been sick all week.
You too.
Good. And I had like a horrible headache, and it just fixed. Like I just got rid of the headache today. I've had a headache for like 3 days.
Oh no!
And I was trying to watch it all through this.
We killed Jinja.
Yeah, so I was trying to watch it all through this sickness. So I'm hoping that if I give it a rewatch and I feel better, maybe that'll Help me with it.
No, that's
Yeah,
well,
Joker's
no,
shaking
feeling
his
bad
head.
watching a movie can sully
It
for
can
you.
affect it. Yeah.
But
yeah.
let's
But-
we're gonna roll through and say hi to everybody in the chat real fast. Our good friend Copa Ex Machina is out there. Copa,
Yo.
he is my favorite bald Sicilian, and there are a lot of them.
Copa.
Ludacio, what's up, my dude?
Thank you. I got it wrong last week as well because I'm not very articulate and I am very old. Boosh McFadden, welcome again, my friend. It's always good to see you out there.
Just call her Bev. She recently rebranded.
Bev,
it's a what is it? Legend of Zelda reference. That's it.
Then I'm not going
something.
to get it.
Neither am I.
Our good friend from across the pond, Salve Melvin, deeply welcome, my friend.
You can just call her Twilight.
What happened to Bev? What was wrong with Bev?
Yeah, I was good with Bev.
So YouTube doesn't allow her to have Bev Coon because of the Coon part, and so yeah.
No, Salty. Actually, I made a and welcome Salty. We love Salty. Salty is the reason I exist in this world, so blame him. Yeah, we are competing with the State of the Union tonight.
Well, as I
was getting advertisements for the State of the Union. I thought it happened in February.
As I posted on X just a little while ago, yes, the State of the Union is tonight, but who wants to listen to an old man babble and mumble about the USA when you can listen instead to an old man babble and mumble about a Sean Connery movie?
It's got to be 15 minutes tops, right?
Ice cream.
No, they're gonna prop him up with a stick and just talk through him.
Old Easter. Gentlemen, welcome. Say hello to the baby for me.
I understand why I was getting advertisements for the State of the Union. I was so confused. I was like,
use the time delay to do a voice
I think that is everybody who we have with us right now. So again, welcome to the chat, and we are going to dive into this now. So this movie came out in 1981. Where is my fucking arrow? 1981. Written and directed by Peter. How do you pronounce this, Matt? So I don't fuck it up. Is it
breathe, Roman?
Hyams? Hamas?
I would say Hyams.
Hyams. Well, you know this director because he's done several other films. Capricorn 1, the mock Mars landing, The Star Chamber, which is a fantastic film, which not a lot of people have seen. 2010, The Presidio, Time Cop, which I personally love, and End of Days, which was almost a good movie. Jerry Goldsmith, who did Star Trek, Alien, did the score for this. And,
he did The Relic, which is a really good horror film not enough people have heard of.
I'm aware of The Relic. It had like a baboon. What was a monster in it or something?
So the premise is that there's this lost South American tribe temple thing, and an archaeologist finds it and gets involved in something he shouldn't, and that causes the punishment to, well, I'm spoiling it, but they show it in the beginning, to mutate him into a monster.
Okay, fair enough. And we've all been there. You're out at night with your buddies. You drink out of the big jar with the snake in it in Japan, and suddenly you're a monster. So this opening scene was, God, super reminiscent of Alien.
Yes. Now, I just wanted to say that when my first eyebrow raise, they got this going, this is cool, and then they show the surface of Io and they're kind of showing the mining facility. The music was a little too epic for this opening segment, in my opinion, and I'm like, wow, that's
there's a lot of interesting. Sorry, I was going to say, a lot of interesting science assumptions that people have made with science fiction films over the decades. Like the idea of space mining on Io and Titan and Triton and all that. As an example, that we're never going to do that because there's more materials in the asteroid belt and all that than we'll never need more. Let's make a Dyson sphere or something. So there's no need for mining colonies on these deep gravity well moons.
John Ratzenberger has an explosive part in this movie.
Yes, he does, and it's funny because you don't expect him to pop up, and yet there he is. So the premise here, they give you the whole layout of IO and what this company does. They're mining titanium for 1 year, and I think that's specifically only for the Marshal, because other people seem to have been there longer. Certainly, the general manager has. And so, Matt, I'm gonna ask you, unless someone else knows the answer to this. The security force that's there, aside from the Marshal himself, which is the main character of the film, played by Sean Connery, who do those guys work for? Are they employees of the Marshal Service as well?
I am under the impression, based on how the movie presented it, because there's no book or whatever that goes with this.
No. There is a novelization of it. There was one done.
Well, no, but there's but that's novelization of the movie.
Yeah.
The source that we can go to for more information. That these marshals are some sort of like corporate, like quasi-corporate government service type, like a little government and a little corporate, like in between type of thing.
Private security, basically.
Yeah. As far as the duration of your rotation, the science reason would be the fact that this is like 1/6 Earth's gravity, and after a certain amount of time not being in Earth's gravity, you would not be able to go back ever.
Oh, really?
Even for the astronauts that spend 6 months or a year in space, the amount they have to work out constantly to maintain their bone density, and when they come back, they spend weeks and months, depending on when they're down there, trying to rebuild their bones.
Well, that's true. Actually, they touch on that in The Expanse. For if you've never seen The Expanse, that's one of the Belter issues. So we're in the mine now. We get these great looks of the spacesuits. There's John Rassenberger right there. Who was he? Was Cliff?
Cliff, yeah.
On Cheers.
Yep.
Well, he will be
weird little cameo here.
And he was Commander Bryn Derlin in Empire Strikes Back.
Really?
He's on screen for about 5 seconds.
Wow.
Yeah.
So they're toiling away down here,
and he's still alive.
Shit. Well, that's also good. Talking about unions and all the random bullshit that go along with this. One of the things I think, and Shieldwell, I don't know, maybe you can speak to this as well. One of the things I related to most in this environment, to me, once we go inside the station, and we're outside the station now dealing with the miners, and not small children, but actually people who mine, was it reminded me an awful lot of like a Navy ship. When we get inside,
I was going to say that the cramped, like
a lot of it,
and the showers and all that, and even the dining.
Oh yeah,
the glass shower.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck those showers. It's terrible.
The glass community shower.
I've never worked on one, but I was getting the feeling of like a offshore oil rig.
Right. Yeah. Same thing.
Yeah. Similar environment though.
Yes.
Yeah.
So one of their companions.
Leave it to the Navy guys. leave it to the Navy guys to talk about semen in showers. I'm just saying.
Just look at that helmet too.
That's why you wear the shower. So one of their companions.
Just look at that helmet. It's very. The helmet is very alien-esque.
It is, yeah.
It's probably the same source material. The same.
I think they used a lot of the same sets and stuff.
Yeah, because Hollywood just.
This was all done at. This was all done at Pinewood Studios in London as well, which is where it seems everything was filmed back.
Star Wars.
Yeah, there's like hundreds and thousands of warehouses out in California, for example, that all these movie props just go to when they're done on TV props, and just keep renting them out and remaking them for the next TV show or whatever.
Might as well, eh? Make your money's worth.
Yeah.
But here's some interesting trivia, right? So you see the look of it, the way they did the lighting, starting in like the 1960s, and it kind of ended when we had modern CGI, because they couldn't really do good, like. What's in the background here are the sets where they film, right? So they don't want you to see that. So they have the lighting focus where you only see the actors and what they're filming. And that got adopted as an aesthetic of how space would be in a lot of conceptual movies, even though the original reason was to hide all the background of the set, right? So, and that stayed a visual aesthetic in a lot of movies in space until they could do CGI backgrounds and wipe out the crew and all that and the cranes and stuff in the background to make the set, you know?
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So this dude's freaking out because he's caught talking about spiders in his suit. Get him out, get him out, get him out. And he rips out his pressurization line. So
the guy says something weird first. The guy says it's negative 170 degrees. Do you want to boil?
Oh, yeah. The guys were talking about, because the other guys were talking about their suits. Like his other suit was in for maintenance or something.
Yeah, he says, "Do you want to boil?" And I was like, "Wouldn't you freeze if it was a negative?"
I think it gets so cold that it burns.
No, what he's saying is the heating element in his suit was malfunctioning, and it was overheating.
Oh,
yeah.
So this is a pretty good effect.
This guy talking about
it's not scientifically accurate, but it's hilarious. So he takes out his pressure line and he just inflates like a balloon and explodes in his suit, which I didn't capture well, which I'm kind of disappointed. And then falls down to wherever in the depths of the mind.
I kind of expected that guy to explode when I first watched this.
Big Trouble Little China vibes. Totally.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Only he didn't explode.
Yeah.
Only he didn't explode into cabbage.
And you don't explode, by the way.
No, you don't.
Before you take it from here, Roman, I want to acknowledge, I'm looking on the screen, and I just want to say, within the first 3 to 5 minutes that Sean Connery is in this movie, he already threatens domestic violence.
Yeah. He's like,
finish your goddamn homework.
Yep.
Knock your teeth out of your head.
And he does, which is hilarious. So we meet this is
to be honest, they could have left the family out and it wouldn't have made any difference.
Yeah. Well, if paying attention, there are some emotional scenes for Connery that if you've ever been in isolation away from your family, they do make sense. And I felt for him. Now your wife doesn't go out on a plane with you and then leave, but it gives him a sense of knowing he has a family. Just if they were here, if they were an abstract, it doesn't have the same impact as the threat that's being made upon him. And we'll get to that down the road. That we're getting the third act territory in the first 5 minutes.
What this dynamic reminded me of is what he's going to go through here is somebody that is they brought their family to Okinawa in Japan or someplace that family can go.
Good example.
But it's a crappy place.
Again,
and but Okinawa's not crappy, but some people don't acclimate very well to it because maybe she had a job that was high powered and then she can't get one there, and the kids got developmental issues or something or whatever, and so what they wind up going back to the States. So then the service member winds up staying there for 3 years by themselves. And they're trying to do this long distance relationship thing, and it becomes kind of a pain.
So we meet. So this is Carol, his wife, and I forget his son's name.
Paul
is the worst actor in the entire
sounds
thing.
like the pedophile on Family Guy, by the way. Oh gosh, I'll see you later, Dad.
So Paul, so he just gets home from work. This is where he threatens Paul with violence.
Yes, this is where
he's telling him
being a good dad back then, It's like,
if you don't eat your breakfast, I'm going to knock it. Damn.
7 pages of math.
Remember, son, don't hear you scream in space.
Or I'll break a down. No one can hear you scream in space.
I like this whole thing.
No one will hear you in space.
You are getting the dynamic. He's only been there 2 weeks. He's just kind of getting the general update shit from the guys. He does get the update about the guy who blew himself up. This is fucking Monson. This is his sergeant.
I always thought it was monotone, but
So this guy,
this is monotone. That is monotone. He was on Hill Street Blues. As well.
Yeah,
Doogie Howser's dad
played the SWAT leader in Hill Street Blues.
So here's another aspect about this that kind of ties in with if anybody's served. If you do a year-long thing, like you go to Korea for a year or something, like as soon as you get there, basically you're just getting ready to leave because you're only there for a year. Like, that's not.
Yep.
In a lot of situations where people are only there for a year and then they transition out, it's really hard to have any good continuity, which is why this place is such a dump. And all this stuff is going on is because they're only there a year. So it's easy to be like, it's a little tough on me. I'll just take my year and bounce.
And that's why the general manager treats him the way he does.
Right,
You're
exactly.
temporary.
Yeah.
You are temporary help. You are not a permanent assigned guy here.
And it's real easy to get people to get into that mindset of, well, I don't really care. Or they'll care for about 6 months, and then towards the end, they'll be like, whatever, because I'm leaving anyway.
Yeah, what is
So
it? Not
Carol
my pet, not my
fucking-
circus.
No, his wife hates it here already. It's only been 2 weeks and she already hates it. He's like, it's only been 2 weeks. It'll get
I
better.
really didn't like her this whole movie. Like, I'm sorry. I'm just not the kind of person or the kind of woman that can be like, that can just leave. Like,
I
it's
just found her
clear that
relationship with
this has
him
been
to be
building for a
disjointed.
while.
Like,
Yeah, I mean,
it didn't feel right.
Well, here's
Yeah,
an
it's not at all.
aspect of their relationship is he's had a string of these assignments. She married him. She thinks he's better than what he's getting, and she just wants him to get stationed on Earth or something. Instead, he's going from crap job assignment to crap job assignment to crap job assignment.
I mean, like she says, their son has never seen the sky of Earth.
Right.
He's never been to Earth.
Which is a point I brought up before. He should not be able to go back to Earth if he's never.
Yeah, I was gonna say after you told us that, I was like, ooh, bummer for Paul.
Yeah,
but they do have. I mean,
Nowhere
they
for
don't
you,
say
fat
it,
boy.
but they have gravity, so they must have some kind of artificial
Yes,
gravity.
they have
so
artificial
yeah.
gravity.
they have to because
no problem.
Well, I
they
mean,
would-
clearly.
yeah.
It's 1/6 of Earth's gravity on Io, but the station itself obviously has artificial fucking gravity. Otherwise,
they have to. Otherwise, everyone would be
Yeah,
as
it's all
small as
natural
toothpicks.
I think they use rotation. So you could
Probably rotation, yeah.
Oh no!
Oh,
This
yeah, that's
station
when he
is-
goes,
No,
"You
no.
smell
the
nice."
The station is. I mean, it's just on Io. They're not in space. This is
Well,
on
I'm sure there's a layer within that's probably spinning to create the artificial gravity.
I did not get that impression in the least.
like there's like a
particularly-
Maybe
space
I
hamster
just think about these
generating
things too
gravity.
much.
No, you don't remember. It's a fucking movie. Don't try to go too deep. There are certain things that are like fucking ridiculous. There's certain things you just go
Well,
like.
you can't because if Io is 1/6 gravity, they have full artificial gravity. Why do they even tell you Io is 1/6 gravity? Like there's no.
I think it's for the outside stuff.
mean-
that's the main reason I think they do it.
The Alien movies
Oh
don't
yeah, because he is
say
kinda,
anything about artificial
we'll get to
gravity,
it.
but
Hold
they
on.
have it. So it doesn't.
This entire
What's that,
scene
Sammy?
and sorry.
Nothing. We'll talk about it later. The gravity aspect of being in the atmosphere, because
I just
he does,
thought this
he
entire,
does some stuff at the end.
I just thought that entire scene and a lot of the dialogue in this thing is just so cardboard. It is just it's very bad. The dialogue in this is very bad.
And these sets are from something else. I can't put my mind on it. I've seen these in something else before this.
He literally says to you, "I love you. You smell nice." And then just
You
walks.
smell like haggis.
You smell nice.
This will get much better as I learn my lines.
Look at the chow hall workers. Are the people serving the food?
By the way, that's a parking lot. If you look at the structure of it, that's a parking lot.
I can believe that.
Like, look at this person right here in the front. Look, they're dirty.
Oh, they're all dirty as fuck.
Yeah,
everybody is dirty.
Yeah.
It's a mining town. Of course they're dirty.
Yeah, but these people are serving
the food people aren't the miners. The mine is not inside the station. The mine is outside.
But I imagine the mining dust or something like probably just
Where's OSHA
transmits
in this?
everywhere.
Where's OSHA in this?
If one of
I hate sand.
It's also
everything. That's magical space dust.
As soon as you see this motherfucker,
yeah, he's like soot covered.
Creepy tall guy. Pay no attention.
The creepy tall guy immediately.
Yeah, that is just
he's
so
like immediately
on the
tall
nose.
guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Except for when I first saw him, I was like, "That guy's an alien."
Oh, so did I.
You had no idea what to expect. You're like, "What the fuck is this weirdo?"
With a nose like that, sure. Yeah.
We're a replicant.
So weird tall guy and red hat guy are in cahoots. And there's a lot of walking in this movie. There is an awful lot of walking.
No.
But again, the walking reminded me of being on an aircraft carrier. There's no quick way to get from one fucking point to another. You are just wandering around for a long fucking time to get from where you need to be to where you are.
JJ. Now, I will say this, and I'm going to assume Shield Wall and Roman, you would know
Mr.
this.
Tickle Trunk.
Hey, Tickle. That the set design here, as you said, is very reminiscent to a aircraft carrier. You do get a sense of a bit of claustrophobia in here. It's everything is so contained, and there's like nowhere to go, no room, and so I would assume that that's what you guys are talking about.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. This guy.
Well, and everything is metal and nothing is comfortable. Fucking right. Peter Boyle.
And the worst, worst part, the worst part of this entire film. The worst part.
Peter Boyle.
Every line he does has the depth of a teaspoon. Oh
my God, I love Peter Boyle.
I thought he did a fantastic job.
I was gonna say when I first saw that, I was like, "Is that Dom DeLuise?"
I mean, yeah, his character has no depth, but he's like a heartless company man.
Yeah,
so
I don't need the depth. He's a piece of shit. Like, great, let's go.
Yeah,
breadsticks in the chat. Breadsticks in the chat. Breadsticks in the chat. Breadsticks in the chat.
The one thing that kind of confused me about all these, like, they seem like henchmen kind of guys. You know what I mean? The guys walking around really secretive. It seems like they had like a plan. Like there was something that was going on that they were trying to achieve, but that really never kind of equated to anything at all. You know what I mean? It felt like they're walking around like they've got these secret hand signals. They're winking at each other, like they're trying to pull together some plot. But I think did I miss that?
I think the point was they were just doing kind of where they're going to do drop-offs or exchanges for the drug that ends up being the thing.
But then they
can't be but they can't be overt about it because it is illegal. It's not legitimate, and not everybody on the station is doing it. Because remember, we'll explain the drug thing when we get there. But
I think they make a good point of saying he goes, anything goes here. We let them play hard.
Yeah.
You know, like so. Even beyond the drugs that are already there is the problem. Like this place is kind of a cesspool in certain areas.
Okay,
like it doesn't look great.
And that's my point. And that was my point about this entire scene. As you said, nobody knows about everything. These are like all of the heads and everything. So you got the general manager basically telling the new Marshal, just kind of look the other way. I mean, we all work hard.
No, he all but says it. Bonus all but says it, Joker.
Right, exactly. And that's and at this point, I'm honestly taken out of the film because I'm like, okay, I already know the plot.
Yeah, same here. Yeah,
of the story.
I still wanted to see how it transpired. And I like the Marshal with a chip on his shoulder because that's what he is, and the GM who is basically the king of this shit pond is his shit pond, and he wants you to know that.
Yeah, and it was also kind of like and in this corner, like it was like there wasn't a lot of.
If you follow Sean Connery's investigation, right, So up until the past year, there haven't been a lot of deaths, and all of a sudden they've spiked, right?
Right.
So now Sean Connery, he gets sent to these places because he's a disruptive motherfracker, basically. And the premise would be that the corporation head would say, "Wait a minute, we're okay with this. There's only 2 or 3 deaths, but we need this kiboshed. So we're going to send a disruptive guy there to disrupt this, and either he can disrupt it and cut the deaths down to of something we could write off, or they'll kill him, and then we go with the military and just take them out, type of thing. You know."
So this was an interesting for both Connery and Peter Boyle. These were interesting roles. Sean Connery had been in a slump. He hadn't done. Remember, this is before Indiana Jones. This is before The Untouchables. This is before Highlander. He had been. He went out with on James Bond with Diamonds Are Forever, which was my least favorite of all the James Bond movies, like all the James Bond movies. And then he just kind of did rando nothing shit in between. It was like every now and then, like The Great Train Robbery, but nothing anyone could consider like a blockbuster. This wasn't either, but this was a good springboard for him to get back into movie making.
His best movie was really good. Probably The Wind and the Lion. Sean Connery,
which I'm not familiar with. And then Peter Boyle, of course, Young Frankenstein.
I just like in Diamonds Are Forever, the girl says to James Bond, "Famous spy James Bond." I was like, dude, you're doing a terrible job, James.
Yes. So the director tells him at this point, he's like, "Why don't you come to my office later on and we can talk some more?" "Yes, I'll do that." And then immediately after the meeting, though, look,
he is such a plank of wood. He is such a plank.
I did not get that from.
I didn't get
I didn't get that at all. I got sleazy GM is what I got.
My mom said crotchety. And I like crotchety.
I mostly just got I'm so much better than you that I'm not even gonna try vibe.
I don't even.
I'm not even interested in you. Yeah.
Because I mean, he literally brushes that entire first meeting with him off. He's like, "Yeah, we like to play hard." That's it. That's all he had.
So he's been in position for basically the past year of success.
So you got your year here. Just shut up. Take your paycheck. Look the other way. Let me run my little castle how I want.
Right.
And I wonder if the reason they sent Sean Connery's wife and kid, the O'Neills, back to the Earth was to get them out of the plot because they didn't want to write the whole them being threatened as part of the plot type of thing.
Probably that, because that would be a big loose end.
That didn't happen.
Well, it's a big trope too.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I think it's better. I think it was better to have her leave, which we haven't gotten to yet, but to have her leave. So we're getting to suicide number 2 now.
Crazy eyes.
Again, they're killing themselves in weird fucking ways.
I have to admit, this is when I really got invested.
Oh, when this guy killed himself?
You just and the whole the way that was shot, the creepy ass smile on his face.
Was really good.
Oh, this isn't going in the direction that I thought it was.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, right, because
I agree with you there. It wasn't going the direction, but again, sorry, I don't want. I'll let you.
No, it's okay, James.
I wanted it.
It's all right.
I wanted to be more of like a mystery plot, something that we weren't like. These guys look like they had an agenda, and their agenda was to, hey, look, I'm weakened at you. Hey, we got something going on here. But in the end, I'm going to kill myself. It was like kind of a letdown for me. But I love the cinematography here. The cinematography is beautiful.
I got crazy
the
eyes.
color palette is beautiful.
Yeah.
There's so many cool things going on.
Everybody's like, what the fuck is that guy doing? What's he doing?
Exactly.
They pulled that dude off the street. He didn't even have to audition. They're like, crazy eyes, come here.
It was perfect though. It's really good.
A lot of the points that are kind of weaker in this, they make a lot more sense when you just look at this as this is a shady corporation that wants productivity. You got a company man that it falls into kind of the trope of like the old Western, like
he's killing it.
He like a corrupt mayor. I mean, and these guys looking like they have an agenda. Their agenda is just to make the company more profit. That's it. I mean, it kind of plays out like they're kind of more menacing than that. But when you just kind of wrap your brain around the fact that this is based on the boring corporate standard of make more money, it makes more sense to me.
Well, yeah, it does. But like at the same time, though, if the guys are staring at each other and they're like, look at their hand signals and things like this, like, all right, they're in cahoots about something. What could that be?
Right.
To take drugs so I could kill myself? I want a little bit more there, but that's okay.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I mean, they're not telling these guys that it's going to happen. As the doctor explains later on, after a certain amount of time, you just go psychotic.
Acceptable losses.
These
are
exactly.
Yeah, for the company, definitely.
Yeah,
although
pretty
the
base move to make
numbers
everyone clean up after you like that too.
Oh, that is not nice. Not nice at all. God,
clean up on the floor.
This is where we realize that Sean Connery's wife is less. He comes in.
Oh, the dear John.
Paul.
Oh,
I need to knock your fucking teeth out. Where are you,
son? Show me your patience.
I'm glad she admitted she was a freaking coward.
Yes, it's true. It's true. She's like, I couldn't actually look you in the face when I did this.
I knew I would change my mind.
I love you.
Shut up.
But I love you.
You're terrible.
I'm leaving you and I'm taking Paul to Earth, but I love you. I want that.
I love you. I promise.
We don't know that in real life you would die, but we're
while.
going.
I don't know how old her
You don't
kid
deserve
looks,
this, but
she's been doing this for like a decade and hasn't been back to Earth. So it's been something that's been brewing for a little while.
Yeah, for a long time. Well, I mean, one shitty assignment to the next shitty assignment. It's hard enough on like, especially if you're in the military, and this is not dissimilar because it's not like he gets a fucking choice where he's going to go.
Right.
You just get, from one shitty assignment to the next, but unfortunately he has to haul his family with him.
Maybe if you weren't so disruptive and you get a premium assignment. It's like,
well, that's true, but he's not
Our
good
son
with bullshit.
Our son has not breathed air action from Earth. Have you been to Earth?
I mean, yeah, she's
I'm such a coward.
But then we go to this shot, and I liked this, the after scene part.
Okay,
where he's just sitting there brooding.
Yeah,
right in the dark, and it just shows that he is alone.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. He just got his fucking balls kicked in, and he is on this fucking shithole by himself. He now doesn't even have anything to look forward to.
And pretty much for the most of this film, Sean Connery is acting alone. With
Well, and he's presented differently. Like it's not action shots; it's anything. It's these long, still shots of him contemplating, and it was like I wasn't aware that Connery had that depth in his acting at this point in time.
It is, he's definitely. I mean, if you've ever been in isolation, when something bad happens, and at this point, there's nothing he can do about it. He's just stuck, and all you can do is just sit there and basically, fuck for a long time to yourself until you pull it together.
And this scene here, I don't know who said it, but you're right. If this is the pure oxygen environment, don't smoke.
Well, it's not pure oxygen, because we can't breathe. I mean, breathing pure oxygen gets you
also
hot.
Regardless, you're all in a fucking tube.
That's true.
Like it's all recycled air, and you're smoking.
Air miners.
They used to smoke on ship. They smoked on airplanes.
Apparently, Mando. Then when you come to Vegas, don't go into local bars. That's all you get.
Yeah, that's all.
You know what? It probably smells a lot like Vegas.
It's I don't know. Yes, it's a mining town, but also if this is all you have, I don't know. I just feel like I'd want to try and keep it as fresh as possible. I don't know.
Well,
they don't give a fuck. They want them to be happy. They provide them prostitutes because they want them to be happy.
That's true.
I'm fine with that.
So, Shield Ball, I'm going to go to you on this. So this scene, I'm sure you had one of these. I mean, in the Air Force, you start your day doing your list of shit you got to get done, going through the brief. That's what this reminded me of so much.
Yeah. We had stuff, but usually we had stand-up roll call. Well, later on, like once you got up in the ranks, this would be a lot less people in a meeting. But yeah, normally you'd have stand-up roll call
like
where
standard
you make sure
police
everybody's
stuff.
there. Yeah, but it was kind of the same thing. You'd be
police
like,
stuff,
"Hey, what do we need to get done today? Who, give me a
This is
report
your
on what's
beat.
happening
This
down
is
in the
your
unit
beat.
and stuff."
This is your
Yep.
beat.
So the fat guy finds the warheads, the nuclear, the detonators,
Like,
the nuclear
what
detonators.
do they need nuclear detonators for?
For the for mining.
For the mine.
Yeah, to expand
Nuclear?
the mine
Now,
shafts.
is it?
Yeah.
Now, is it just me, or
Nuclear?
was this scene? Did you get the impression that the security force or the cops here are kind of incompetent?
Yes.
Very much
from the beginning.
Yes.
Yeah, well, I that's why I
would
like the
imagine
the
all these
nuclear
guys
detonators.
know-
You don't misplace nuclear detonators. Somebody
Right.
had them. Like I enjoyed that
imagine-
exchange.
I would imagine most
Well,
of
they
these
found
guys
them.
know there's some
Do you know they
illegal
found them?
drugs going around.
Oh, everyone
I-
knows.
They're clearly
they just don't give a fuck. They don't
Yeah.
give a fuck about anything. The less they have to do, the happier they are.
And basically, if there's like a rowdy bar fight, they'll take care of it. If there's a blatant murder, they'll take care of it.
So basically, this is Las Vegas because the mob runs the town.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, the
And
problem
this is
is that each of them are only there for a year, if I understood it correctly, and there's no incentive for them to go deeper than the surface level, especially if the mine leadership doesn't care if you misplaced a few atomic warhead things. As long as you found them, it's fine.
What's the big deal?
Yeah, exactly. Right. You
And
found them, and okay, so the situation is handled.
The
as
working
long as the
aesthetic
spice
here
flows.
Yes.
before the modern era, how oil rigs or how the Alaska fisheries and places like that used to run, where these guys worked these ridiculously hard jobs, and when they weren't working the job, they didn't. No one cared when they were doing the drugs or prostitutes. Or
Oh yeah, it was bedlam.
yeah. So as long as they got the work done for this dangerous work, coal miners in the olden days, that type of stuff, and so this is the aesthetic they're going for there,
And this scene is where we get Connery first deciding he can't just not do something. So the man with the long hair in the back, whose name is unimportant, is talking about the second suicide that just happened, or the second death that just happened. And he's like, "Well, it's clearly a suicide." And he's like, "How do you know it was a suicide? Was there a note?" "Well, no, sir, but he has to press all these
Did you
buttons
kick off
and go
his
through all
glasses?
these protocols to go outside." He's like, "Okay, thank you."
Yeah, his explanation totally made sense. Slater here, it totally made sense though. Like there were witnesses, there was a bunch of stuff you had to do in order to do it. It wasn't like somebody rigged the door to fail.
Right.
Mhm.
No one
pushed him.
Right.
No.
Yeah, there.
But he
appeared to
also
be no
still just
fault there.
doesn't like his incompetence, which
Best character of the
Fair.
entire film. Best
I
character.
fucking
I liked
loved
her too.
So
she was my
Dr.
favorite, and
yeah.
I love her, and I want to be like her when I grow up one day.
This is Frances Sternhagen as Dr. Lazarus. Her
Yeah.
name is stupid.
She
Her name is the worst part
She
about her.
is a
Yeah,
But
Dr.
she was-
Lazarus
she
was
fucking
on the
great.
nose.
she
She is the
a
MVP.
bitch. She is a bitch. She's a cunt, and I love her.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So,
No,
this
I'm
role,
unpleasant, not stupid.
Like she gives
that's
no
stupid.
fucks.
Yes.
She's like, "You're making
No,
me do my
her
job. Fuck
her
you."
field of
Okay.
fucks is empty. So this role was written for a man, but then they cast her
Don't
kind of
say.
last minute, and fuck,
She's
Al-
perfect.
Al was
And
fucking
and
fun.
and most nights at work, that's who I am. I'm like, why are you making me do stuff?
Wait.
Why?
You're Cliff Clavin's mother most nights at work.
What's interesting
Yes,
about
that too.
this actress is that she had 6 kids. 6.
What the hell?
That's
Yeah,
why
at
she is
once?
the way she is. The
Yep.
fucks
I
given
would
was
do
her
it.
last child.
Yes, look at the deadness in her eyes.
If you ever
I would
seen
do
the TV show The Closer, she played the main character's mother. She was in
Okay.
Misery. She was in ER for like almost its entire run.
Yeah, she's been in a bunch of stuff.
She was in what was that woman's show?
The
With
View?
the Bruce from Law and Order.
Not helping.
Sex in the City.
Ah.
Yeah.
We don't see her naked, do we?
I love the fact that she's one of those people. She's like, I know what I know. I know quite a bit, but
funny enough,
I also don't care.
Mother.
I just love how Connery in this scene is like, Paul was not enough. I need to threaten this woman as well.
And she's like, try it.
Because she makes some are you the doctor? Yeah, take 2 aspirin and call me in the morning. It's a doctor joke.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah,
And so,
And he's like, I'm just gonna beat the shit out of you. That's a Marshall joke.
Yeah,
that's not a joke. That's a threat.
I still loved it.
If you don't, I'm gonna beat your nasty ass around this compartment.
Yeah, he says, throw your nasty ass around this goddamn room.
My favorite line of hers. My favorite line.
Can't stop him.
A line of hers is to when she goes, "Oh, I got your report. Why isn't it on my desk? I don't do house calls."
Right?
Yeah.
And then she's like, I know exactly what you're gonna ask, so I did the above and beyond because I knew you were gonna ask me the above and beyond.
Look at their rap. Look at what
there we go.
Yeah,
oh my god.
But there's no like curtain or anything.
There's no
There is a curtain. You just have to pull it down.
Yeah, so what happens when you get with one of the hookers?
No.
There are separate rooms for that. Jinja, these remind me of the what are they in Japan? Yeah, the capsule hotels in Japan. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's basically what they are.
Except they're kind enough to give us walls.
Yeah.
Right?
And then you got the open bay.
Oh my god, this looks just like
I got the impression that
on a ship.
These are barracks, and that they have where they're on shift like firemen for a week, and they go off shift to maybe a private apartment somewhere.
I have to point out something right now. This man is walking barefoot through the head.
Ew.
You're gonna get a foot fungus. You need to wear shower shoes.
He's gonna get
right. It's like prison. You need to wear shower shoes, man.
Fuck! It's just so disgusting. I saw that. I started yelling.
Why do I know that they have shower shoes in prison?
Mando,
Bounty hunting is a dangerous business.
Well, yeah,
right. That's true.
Me too. And because my wife was like, "Why are you yelling?" I'm like, "He's not wearing shower shoes. Please stop." All right.
Oh yeah, that guy. He would have got
There's
lit
2
the
guys
hell up.
there not
Somebody in
Where
there.
the fuck are your shower shoes?
Yeah, you would have had a chief yelling at him. Yep.
Yeah.
So he gets his red substance from the man.
Drugs.
And then he gets his basic training line of
drugs.
Literally, when I went
that's
to
like the jankiest little injector I've ever seen. By the way.
Yeah,
no,
they had bigger
that's
ones,
just like what they use.
You have
and they had
experience?
hoses off of them.
He probably got it on Allied Express.
Yeah, at the end is where a hose should be connected to it for
There's a hose, and then for air pressure, and then they did one on each arm. As you walk through, they just
I remember
like an assembly line.
Mando, you have experience.
I've never
injectors.
I have lots of drug addicts for family members.
Well, this is
Okay,
and
again, another greatly framed shot right here, because again, it gives this aspect of isolation. I'm all alone.
Yep.
In this,
it's fantastic.
My question was, how do those pads above him get so dirty? What has somebody been doing? It's probably all the smoke from smoking in there.
Probably the
smoking. It's smoke.
It's the only thing it could be.
So Montone knows his wife left at this point, and he's bringing him food. Tells him the hookers are nice.
That's the part my wife walked in at, by the way. When he says that, she's like, "What are you watching?" I'm like, Roman made me do it.
Yeah.
Wait, what? I'm getting blamed already.
Yep.
But what's good here is you do see Montone trying to make a connection with him.
Nice.
That's fantastic, James, because he knows that he's going to be in a bad place, and quite honestly, he probably just doesn't want to deal with grumpy boss bullshit
and the paperwork.
And the paperwork.
Oh,
he's like, if you ever need to talk or anything, and then he plays the message again, though.
I I think the scene was more, hey, you know, you've only got you've got like 11 months left. Write it out. Just take your paycheck and call it a day. You know, if you need help on how to look the other way, I'm your guy. I will help you get through this as long as you don't rock the boat.
Right. Don't rock the fucking boat. So he plays the message again because he needs to make himself more depressed, which is what we do. And he just gets ready to, I don't like the little kitchen seat things, but that's neither here nor there. But then he gets a call that some shit's going down and grabs a shotgun and runs out. And this was an interesting scene, I thought. So the guy who got the drugs goes crazy and he's got a hooker in there. That's the nutshell version of it.
It's the same guy that was walking barefoot on the. I mean, come on.
Yes, and that's what happens when you walk barefoot in the head. You go crazy. And you try to kill a hooker.
Try to kill a hooker. Been there.
He's very sweaty. And Sean Connery does a nice job with this. Go ahead.
It was a joke.
I'm saying. So, I mean, someone said, "Been there." I'm like, so you walked barefoot through a public restroom and tried to.
Yeah, it was a bad Saturday.
Okay.
Sorry. Continue.
Sends his buddy up into the. That was awkward for all of us, I think. Sends his buddy up into the air conditioning shaft while he's talking to him, saying, you know, look, if you kill the girl, I'm going to come in there and kill you. I'm going to unlock the door in 10 seconds. And they do the countdown. There's a lot of countdowns in this movie.
And we're like, okay, an alien's gonna show up now.
Oh, in the shaft?
Yeah.
Shaft.
Chestbuster.
Yeah. Sorry.
Right.
I mean, I think this is a good point when he just immediately sends his buddy through the AC duct. Like, he's only been there 2 weeks, but he clearly knows the entire layout of the station. Like, he's that detailed on it, which actually makes what things he does later much more believable because he kind of has this map in his head.
One of the trailers for this, way back in the day, had that crawl through the duct with the dude with the shotgun, and it made it very tense looking. You know what I mean? More so than the scene here does it justice. But so I vividly remember that scene with the dude crawling through the duct with a shotgun from the trailer.
These mining facilities could also be.
It didn't seem like they wanted that guy to live. Like it didn't seem like they gave him a chance.
Yeah, because
he had
shots.
No, because that guy's
Connery wanted to beat up that hooker. That's why.
Well, they wanted an obvious ship him off the planet.
Why can't I slap the hooker?
But one thing that could explain why he knows so detailed about the ducks is these mining facilities could be like modular or whatever.
Like a universal kind of
right? Yeah, it's like a universal thing, and they're on multiple different, like on asteroids or something. That makes a lot of sense.
That's a corporation, so all because all these mining facilities are by one company.
Yeah.
So it would make sense that it would make sense that they're all the same model.
And so it would just make sense that there's some form of standardization of this technology that they have.
The look Connery gives him after the guy after Montone shoots him is like, "What? I saw the knife. He turned on me.
What the fuck?"
He's like, "You motherfucker."
Mm-hmm.
If you're a woman,
I think that's what he suspects.
More incompetency.
So now Dr. Lazarus has the patient. And this is where he gives her the reports. So the reports are important here, because he wants to know how many similar deaths had happened. And it was like 28 that month, or 28,
20,
over 6 months. Over 6 months. And then it was like a slightly smaller number. And then, the 6 months before that, it was 2.
Like 2.
So there's like a serious fucking spike in this. So there's obviously something at work.
You see those containers in the background there? You used to be able to get this garden spray. Like you have that base with a nozzle in it. And with the garden spray.
I remember that.
Remember it? Yeah.
What do you mean used to? You can.
That's like using
Well, what people
Those spray nozzles on Star Trek.
Yeah.
So all the these are where you would put the bodies, and they're all empty. And he's like, "What do they do with the bodies?" They ship them home immediately, burial at sea or some shit like that.
Yeah, it's very convenient. They immediately ship them out and just dump them in space.
Space waste.
Oh, when they said burial at sea, I thought they were just jettisoning them out.
No, they're kind of. It's like halfway between the two.
But what they were doing though is they were when they were leaving the IO and going to the space station, they were dumping them in space.
They probably want to launch it straight at Jupiter to make sure there's no evidence ever recoverable.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
it feels very convenient.
Ahoy, friend.
Well, right. They were basically. Now I don't know if that was something that they always did, or this was just a new thing that came down from the company.
Right.
I got the feeling that they were doing that because they had to follow procedure on the station, but they didn't want the bodies with the drugs in their systems to make it back and get examined by people who actually might care. So I saw it as hiding the evidence.
So he's going through the cargo container area looking for, where's the body? This is the to be jettisoned container.
Jettisoned.
So.
And if I understand correctly, they're portraying that the transport system they're using between IO and Earth or whatever is very weight limited, very energy limited. So it kind of would make sense to dump them into space. You know what I mean? Unless they had a personal objection, they had to be buried on Earth or something.
Right. So it might be a standard procedure.
Yeah.
For that.
So he takes blood out of the body so he can take it to the dock.
Which is very smart and competent. What a competent person would do.
I don't know. That looked like Kool-Aid to me.
No, the blood does not.
Oh,
yeah, the blood.
Oh yeah. But also, I just chalked it up to the drugs probably broke down the blood cells to where it was more liquidy than.
No, guys, that's how your blood looks in space. All the iron floats. All the iron floats.
Do you know what time it is? That's so now she's doing her analysis, and this is fun though because you get a little insight into the doc at this point. She's like, what is it? Station doctors are a lot like ship doctors. You're basically one case away from being sent home.
Yeah, you're one step ahead of a malpractice suit.
Right.
Yeah.
So meaning,
this whole part right here was some of my favorite because she very much displays within my own field. I know a lot. You asked me to go outside of the field, and you're asking a lot of me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, she's analyze the blood, and she's getting kind of pissed. And she's talking through, what he ate and all the bullshit like that.
Also, is she the only doctor on this thing?
Seems like it.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like she might be the head doctor, and it's kind of similar to the Marshal. She's probably the only halfway competent person, but I think there's probably other medical staff.
There were because she was yelling at one in the hallway.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
they are around.
1,100
just seems to be the only one with the moniker of doctor.
I thought that hooker that got beat up was the head doctor.
Yeah.
Oh. So they discover blood. There's a synthetic amphetamine, basically, that the army had tried out, and it drove the soldiers crazy. You work like a mule for about 10 months. You could do way more work and just go for a long time. But after about 10 months, it fries your brain and you go psychotic.
So naturally, you have to make it a private illegal drug.
Yes. And also, she reveals that there's no way they could make it on the station. It has to be you need advanced science machines and stuff to make it.
Yeah, it's synthesized.
And she's very satisfied with herself here, though, which was kind of funny to watch. She's like, "I did good." He's like, "Yeah, you did good."
Well, because this is outside of her expertise. She's not used to doing this stuff.
Yeah,
this is a forensic scientist.
Yeah, because basically she's like him, except she's like, "Yeah, I get paid to make sure that the hookers don't have syphilis. That's why I'm here."
He has a more organic relationship with her than he does
with his wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Well, she's a professional. He may feel more comfortable with, like that type of person than he does with a regular person. So now he's doing a breakdown of who could have brought the drug into the place. Comes up with these two names, Spota and Yarrow. Yario?
Those sound like drug lords' names.
The tall guy and the guy with the hat. And Shepard's the one who approved their employment there. Shepard is the Peter Boyle character. So there's the weird tall guy and there's the red hat guy. So it's fabulous sideburns. And now we're in the club.
I like the club.
Which is which is like the cantina, but not.
Yeah.
And here's the part. This is for me was a little bit of a plot hole. Shirley, don't call me Shirley. They know there are cameras everywhere in the establishment. Did they just assume that he's not going to do his job and monitor stuff?
They've never had to care before. I mean, they already.
I guess so.
He's already got like his other officers who are on the take, so they probably just assume that he is too.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, all the cops in this seem awfully annoyed when he asks them to do their job. Like,
yes.
Right.
It's because they're used to doing nothing and they're happy doing it.
Yeah, but I'm saying like even the freaking monitor guy,
like a Vegas cop.
He's like, hey,
like a
look
Vegas
at this
cop.
monitor. He's like,
when the mob ran
fine, I'll look at this other monitor.
And then we go to the now he sees Peter Boyle or
Shepard.
fuck my life. Sorry.
No.
What the fuck's his Shepard?
Seeking.
And Montone are in cahoots.
And if you're a Doctor Who fan, the dude who played Spada, he's a stuntman, but he was played a unit soldier a lot in a lot of Doctor Who episodes.
No, really.
If I may, I would have liked in that last scene where they're at the club to give just to add a little more to it. I would have liked it if Shepard looked directly in the camera.
Oh, at the camera.
At Connery going, yeah, I run this shit.
I don't care if you're watching or not.
Yeah.
I'm very disappointed in you. So now he's playing racquetball with Montone, and he asks him just straight up, "How deep are you?" It's like, "What do you mean? What do you mean? How deep am I?" Yeah, he's like, "I get paid to do nothing." He's like, "So you don't do anything good, you just don't do anything, or you don't do anything bad, you just don't do anything good." And he basically says he's going to leave him alone. He wants to bust Shepard, and there you go.
I want Shepard.
And this is
I still don't understand why he had to have like he granted I get he probably he betrayed him and all, but like I didn't understand why he had to die the way he died. I was a little confused.
Oh, Montone?
Yeah.
Now this is something
I
that's a hit.
Yeah.
Good.
That was a hit.
I mean, like I get that, but like that none of them know that he's turned.
No, but they can see everything. So, like, sometimes you just come to the conclusion that, like, he
loose end
made certain decisions, and yeah, he is a loose end.
Yeah, because if Connery can break him, then the jig is up, as they say. So he's tracking Yarrow and Sporta.
This looks like a very comfortable movie to be in. Like all the costume, it's like everybody is just wearing like loose fitting jumpsuits and vests, and like that are inexplicably covered in space soot.
A lot of dirt. No, you're right. The dirt doesn't make a lot of sense. It just
even
doesn't.
if you went down, you would have to be in a spacesuit.
Yeah, they're not wearing this outside unless they're just never washing their shit. But even then, you would think just the internal environment should be relatively clean. Just should be. It's weird, but they
smoke in recycled air. Really? Do you really think it's clean?
It's not that dirty.
Yeah.
I could understand the dirt
water,
if they
and
drilled into the rock to build the thing, to build the living space they drilled into the rock, but they're on a, they're on a platform. There's no
cannoli.
It should be clean.
Yeah, no, you would have to be covered in a spacesuit in order to operate.
Welcome, sir.
Cannoli.
Like I said earlier, that was the aesthetic for these films. The space was dirty looking and not well lit and all that, just because they wanted to not.
Yeah.
They couldn't deal with the background stuff being seen, so they,
So this is like my favorite scene. Well, one of my favorite scenes coming up, the chase scene. I really thought it was well done. It went on for a bit, but you get a sense of the space of the station itself, how fucking claustrophobic everything is, it's not easy to maneuver in this place.
Well, and they did a good job of what I'm sure was a much smaller set than we realize in filming it from different angles to make it feel a lot bigger than it was.
I would rather the dirty outfits and scenery to look lived in than to look like it was just made like Disney.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree.
These doors are freaking hefty as well.
But in reality, it would be very clean because you don't want dirt in your space station clogging your filters.
Yeah.
Look,
I was gonna say, everything that you're doing is in a space shooter, machine operated. There's no way that you're getting that much dust. But yes.
Yeah. This scene in the kitchen coming up here. I love this.
I loved this scene.
Roman, go back like 3. Look, it said they have no smoking signs. No, that.
Do they?
Where's
the no smoking sign?
One more. Go ahead.
Oh, there it is. I see it.
Right there.
Oh, there it is.
I think that's just for these passageways, because these, as we realize later on, these are very
important.
That's it. It's outside of this is space. It's once you go inside, you're in the station again. But these are like these just tunnels that connect things that are a very limited space. But it's like,
they're the hallway connectors between the main pods of the space station.
Yeah. So that may be why the signs are there.
It's just funny. It's just funny. Everybody's smoking and they have no smoking.
There's another one.
I've been trying to remember where I've seen these sets before, and I'm thinking all those extra like nuclear bomb shelters and bases like NORAD they built in the 60s for the potential nuclear war that got downturned in the 70s. I wonder if they grabbed one of those and made it into set for this. Because look at all that steel is like, I mean, nowadays that'd be plastic, but that or CGI. But look at all the steel in the background when you see them running in certain corridors. This movie was only a $20 million movie, so there had to be real like steel doors somewhere.
I like this. He throws the drugs in the boiling oil, and Sean Connery reaches in.
Oh, look. I'm Sean Connery.
What are you thinking, man?
Boiling water.
Sean Connery. I can do whatever the heck I want.
I think your hand would be like deep fried, right? Like
you would have third and fourth degree burns all over.
I think it was water.
But he's Sean Connery.
It's in there for like more than a second too. Like it's just
it's grease. That grease would stick to your hands and your skin, and it would cause it to start melting off.
Unless that's soup.
Mando, he's Sean Connery.
It could be soup. It could be soup.
That's true. That's true. He's Sean Connery.
Making some borscht or something. Now, the fries that he was over, that'd be real.
Yeah.
I was hoping when I first saw this, I killed him by shoving his face in the fries or something.
Like some Watchmen kind of vibe.
Rorschach.
Yeah.
I kept thinking. He was going to get stuck in the mixer there.
He's still kind of giant kitchen mixer. You don't smell too good now, eh?
That is a really nice mixer, by the way. It's like a giant KitchenAid thing. That thing is tough.
Oh yeah.
Or maybe on a retired like naval vessel with all that steel has to be someplace real. It's just driving me crazy. So they would have the kitchen set built on like if it were an aircraft carrier that they had taken out of service or something. It's driving me nuts. All that like real stuff that you can't just build for a set because it's too much bloody metal, Well,
yes, But I don't know. I mean, the alien sets looked very similar to this, though.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be a recycled alien set. That's possible too.
Yeah.
So he does not kill him. He shoots the door and says, "Think about it."
Yeah.
Even the mixer has soot on it.
Even everything is fucking dirty. I love their little prison cells though. These cells are awesome.
Okay, I got it.
They're zero grav cells.
You know what? I've seen doctors, hookers. I haven't seen a fucking janitor. So
Maybe they don't have janitors.
I'm just saying.
There are an
Who needs
awful
a
lot of women
janitor
on this station though that aren't hookers. I did notice that though. That was like, okay.
So he's trying to get him to rat out, Shepard, and he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. He's like, all right, fine. Sit there and float. Don't take a deal. Be a smart guy. And here's the golf scene.
Yep, there he is. He's got the planet behind him too. He's like, we must get the unobtainium.
Yeah, I said we talked about that earlier, but I said I just love the aesthetic of the bad guy just not giving a shit and playing golf in his office.
Also, look how dirty this dude's office
is. It is. It looks like he runs a bowling alley.
Yeah, look at the grime on the walls. It's like, bro,
it's filthy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of
Get a
like somebody
Roomba.
to be like putting their feet up on the walls.
Yeah.
And this is
I
where
run
he
this
threatens
bowling
him
alley.
again, though. Yep, this is my bowling alley. It's like, what do you want? You want money? What do you need? Here?
And
When I
just
first
more
came here,
cardboard
6
dialogue.
lanes. You know how many lanes there are today? 12, because I worked my ass off.
Why are you busting my balls here?
Yeah, that's it. Pretty much it.
Make a little profit.
He's like, everybody's making money. The workers are happy. I'm happy. The company's happy. My hookers are clean. Some of them are good looking. My booze isn't watered down.
It's doing pretty
He
well.
looks like he's got a space boat for the weekend, right?
30 plus people are dying per month. Like, I'm sorry,
Hey,
after a while, that's going to cut into your profits.
No, it's over 6 months. Over 6 months.
Hey,
everybody.
If you're gonna make an omelet, you got to break a couple eggs.
Oh, cool! Wow.
Fine. If you say so.
And that's one of the problems I have with the movie.
Wow, dude!
If you started having an accident rate that high,
oh yeah, they jumped out. Someone is going to notice,
right?
Yeah.
Someone besides the corporation. Is there a government agency? Also, is the marshal directly working for the corporation, or does he work for a different entity that has a?
It's got to be a
line
different
of,
entity.
Yeah, that kind of was
it's got to be.
Which kind of took away from.
Well, it's the federal.
It's
the federal marshal service. It's basically,
if it wasn't the company itself would
government.
be running like more interference on him or like
Right.
reprimanding him when he's
But think
going
about
against the flow.
To get somebody out to investigate it, it would take a year for them
At
to
least.
get there.
But how long does it take to send a message, to transmit data?
It's still got to take a minute. I mean, the space station is 70 hours away, but as far from the space station to Earth, it's a long ways off. So
It's
I don't
a year
know how
away.
comms from
At least.
from comms.
Yeah.
to
There's got to be
planet
somebody on the
station
space
to
station
Earth.
that is like his superior, right, or a peer that he could, unless that person's bought out too. It never explains it, and I'm fine with it. I guess if you take this
if
as
you look at it like like marshals on Earth here, they have their area they're over, and
it's like
they report to people in the government. They report to a central area.
Yeah, but
they're
central
in
authority
control
is
of
a
the
lot
area they're
harder.
in.
Well, because he has to have some kind of
Earth and
autonomy.
Mars. So I'd gather this would be closer
Yeah.
to 30 minutes just to get to Iowa with one regular communications. So that real world conversation he's having ain't a real world conversation in the real world.
Right. So this is where he tells him either you're holding out for more money and you're smarter than I think you are, or you're not and you're a whole lot dumber. He's like, I'm probably a whole lot dumber.
Yeah.
Then he goes back to check on his dude, and his floating dude is dead. That's
Yep.
this was kind of neat
I
though,
like
because
that
the
effect too.
the blood
Mhm.
dripping
Yeah.
up.
I
was
really
nicely
like
done.
that.
Yeah.
It was nice little
Little
touch.
things.
Yeah, it was little things in here I really liked in this movie.
Yes.
Little things. Yeah.
So now he's going back to get Montone, his sergeant, and he's dead in the closet. His tongue.
He came out of the closet.
He has a clown nose in his mouth.
I really like.
Totally hung himself.
He ate a clown.
Totally hung himself.
Oh yeah, totally hung him.
But I really like
cameras
the
were
like
working
his
at the time,
tongue
unfortunately.
swelling and like that effect and stuff because that would happen
What happens?
if he was.
Yeah.
He got carradined. That's what happened.
Yeah.
He got
Ooh.
carrots.
He hung
I
himself.
don't think
Too
this
soon?
He totally
Too
hung
soon?
himself.
Those
Absolutely.
those black
He's,
closed the door.
those black ninjas got him.
Yep.
What you talking about?
So now he goes back and
Connor is like,
Montone.
you should always have a safe word.
Wow.
You don't smell too good now.
Yeah, no, that would be hilarious. Since Connor throughout the movie, he just like comments on whether he likes or not the way you smell. He's like, I like the way this one smells. That
So
smell
funny
is
thing
not
about
for me.
Connery during the filming of this movie, during the
you're
first
so
part of the
bad.
film, he would just call the director boy, and then after he got comfortable with him, he called him cock. Hello, cock.
Really?
I thought that
Sounds about
that
right.
was funny. So Montone sent him a message before he died, food shipment, and that's it. That's all he got out of that, which is pretty cool. I mean, now it doesn't really matter. I mean, he was able to get the message to him before. Zax!
Yeah.
What's up, Zax?
Oh God. So I have the State of the Union on the other screen.
Oh
And there-
Lord, don't watch that.
Oh no.
They're subtitling Biden's speech, so you can imagine when he says something horrible and they put the real thing he's supposed to say. Whoever thought of this should be fired.
Mm-hmm.
I'm shocked that it's going on as long as it has. You guys remember like pre-internet days, like when the State of the Union was on? It was like that was what you were watching because it was literally like on every channel.
And now you have us instead. You have
Right?
this alternative.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I would rather be here than watching an old man poop his pants. I'm sorry. I really.
I
And
mean,
eat
don't
ice
shoot
cream.
Roman out. He still might surprise us.
That cost extra.
There's still time.
In one end and out the other.
We're gonna miss it. Dude, Biden did a backflip. It was insane.
Dude, Biden's puppeteer actually fell out.
He's puppeteer.
You pull out a skateboard.
So Connery goes into the food department here, or Marshal O'Niel, and he's starting to dig for stuff, and then he gets the old freaking from behind with the freaking choke wire. And this was clever. I actually had forgotten about this because it had been so long since I'd seen it. I'm like, fuck. Is he going to wake up somewhere with a fat man? What's his name over him? But nope. This was great though. You could fucking feel his teeth breaking on that.
Oh my god, yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh.
On that carcass. And he had a fucking neck thing in because he was expecting it.
That's one reason to wear a turtleneck. You can hide a
He found the nuke.
Anti-strangle device in there.
Still playing golf. Apparently, he doesn't do a whole lot other than smuggle drugs and play golf. And he basically, hey, you'll never guess where I've been.
He is a man of business.
That
Found. Oh, that's right. I got rid of it.
That wall golf thing that he's doing, that was like super high tech back then for 1980.
Oh god,
yes.
Yeah. People were probably like, "Oh, cool," when they saw that.
Oh, for sure.
Be careful what you golf at. Some things don't react well to golf balls.
And he's telling me, I found your fucking drugs. I got rid of them. And I bet that was expensive. More than you'll ever imagine.
More than you'll ever imagine. What are you doing here? Come on. You busted my balls again.
He's like, you're dead, O'Niel. You understand?
Yeah, he's like, you're dead.
You're dead.
He's so nonchalant. How did you not like that? I loved that. Like,
I thought it was good. I enjoyed the exchanges here. So now fucking Shepard is calling his boss. and you're not really. That's the conversations going on over these stills. Calling his boss, saying, "Hey, I need you to send me a couple more your best guys." He's like, "What happened to the other guys?" It's like, "Don't worry about that.
They weren't the best guys."
Don't worry about that.
So O'Neill's going down. This is
Clearly
pretty
they weren't the
cool. Fiber optics and shit, and he's setting up a thing so he can bug the conversation. But I thought it was pretty neat the way that it looked, all fiber optic-y.
That would be analog.
Yeah, they spent a long time on the scene, and I was like, "Are they not going to explain what he's doing?" And
no, it did. It took a minute. The scenes in this are not fast. This movie does take its time.
Editing was a whole nother ball game. Like back then, it's just just movies are just shot differently. Like even that hostage scene was paced in a way that you just don't see that in movies, especially now with like jump cuts and. But
so now he's going to the surveillance of Shepard, and here's where you get the longer version of the conversation. And basically, he's saying, "Yeah, I'm gonna fucking have to kill the marshal." He's like, "Don't," and the dude's like, "Don't fuck this up, because you fuck this up, the next guys that are coming to get you."
Hey, look at the.
And so they're on the.
Sorry,
go ahead.
The panels on there. Those are all Darth Vader chest plates.
Yeah.
That's a video game on the right side. That's a video game.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Sean Connery's just playing a video game, is he?
So now he knows they're coming on the
next high score.
Yeah, we thought we didn't see him, but we did. And it's going to take 70 hours for them to get here. So now we start the countdown. Again, I like these exterior shots. I think they look really nice.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So now he walks into the bar and everybody just fucking stops and looks at him.
Which reminds me of the club in like Batman Beyond.
Yeah.
Well, in High Noon, like how they
It is wants to have a drink, and so they all go about their business. But then we look at the timer as to when it's arriving, 60 hours. So now the clock is ticking for him, and he knows it. This is cool. This ring around Jupiter had just been discovered like 2 years before, but they felt the need to include it here, which I thought was just like, again, it's little things in the effects. I love these matte paintings. I think they're fucking beautiful.
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah, the
Beautiful.
compositing between miniatures, matte paintings, and even some of the live shots was really very good. Most of them still hold up.
Yeah, it was.
So he now he's called the sergeant, the new sergeant, and since Montone's dead, what's this fellow's name is Ballard, Sergeant Ballard, to ask him, who can I count on? And he's like, and the guy tells him basically fucking no. And he's like, well, and he's like, the men are young, they have families. She's like, I have a family. And he doesn't give a fuck. He's on his own. This is where you really get now. He can't even depend on his guys. And the count goes on. Now he's playing by himself. And Doc comes in. She's like, if you're the guy you were supposed to be, you would have gotten the fuck out of here by now.
I'm not done yet. I'm still working.
Well, this is where you get a little more insight into his character, though. He was supposed to be something else, and he didn't like where that was going. He didn't like the person he was supposed to be because he had integrity. So he couldn't do what, close your eyes and do what you're fucking told. Which is why he kept getting these terrible assignments, probably. So now he is challenging the system, and he's going to pay the price for it.
You can handle the truth.
And then she just says, do you want to go get drunk? She's like, I guess so. I have some time.
Yeah, you kind of think you might want to get like a plan together. But it's like,
fuck it. So now we see him in one of those tunnels that we were talking about earlier where the no smoking signs are, and he's doing a little bit of rigging here, kind of hedging his bets. And this will come into play later. Clearly, this is what my wife would call the A-team scene, where where he's doing the rigging and setting things up. I'm so alone.
I'm so lonely.
And so his wife actually calls him now, though. Again, this is a live feed from the space station.
Yep.
And she's like, is everything going all right? Are you making friends?
And upcoming is the
Yes.
best
Are you
acting,
eating well?
in the whole movie.
Are you eating?
You beat me to
It's
it.
lovely.
I completely agree.
So, thinking about the logistics here, she must still be on the space station that's in orbit, waiting
Yes.
for the Earth transport. So he must be
Yes.
communicating with his bosses on that same space station for it to be that real time.
Yes. Well, that's where the shuttle is coming from. That's where the shuttle went when she left. And so that was the shuttle going out, and the assassins and other work crew and cargo on the way to them now on the next shuttle. It's probably, it's a standard 70-hour rotation to and fro. And she said, in this point though, she does tell him that she bought another ticket home to go to Earth.
My question about that is how expensive are those tickets? You're going into cryo sleep for a year to get back and forth. I can't even imagine.
Probably a little bit.
Yeah, the expense.
I mean, maybe, but like also you've got minors coming and going from who knows where. So like
It
I
might be
imagine
through the employer too.
probably is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Yo, Gooch.
Sorry,
No, Gooch.
Oh, you're good.
Well, I also look where they live. It's not like they're spending money on like other. I love what you've done with the living room.
I've loved what you've done with the place.
Oh, this I hate this.
I wish TV had smelled
I
bad.
love this scene. I love this. Sean Connery is acting his ass off, and this little turd is giving him nothing. Like,
Nothing at all.
I hope you could make friends because you seem slow.
You're quite
He's
dear.
not,
Let me meet up with you next
not
time.
even
I'm
the
not
camera
touching that.
correct. Like,
like,
my poor retarded
next
son.
time I see you,
really,
I'm not
really
getting a
don't
little
want
sheet
to
hide.
cryogenic tank while you're in there, please. For the love of-
don't you worry, there'll be plenty of windows to lick when you get back to Earth.
You know,
So now,
and you
now
know,
the clock is really
I-
ticking
I
down.
really
Here.
know
He
it's your father.
hit himself a shotgun. Everybody's just kind of going about their business at this point. Now we are in the third act of the film. And it's
like
just-
like there's this whole atmosphere that everyone knows
Yes.
exactly what's happening, and they're getting the hell out of Dodge.
Well, the doctor said that a surprising amount. So this is Sunday, whatever the fuck that means on aisle. Everyone, she's like, you'd be amazed at how many people are going to be sick on Sunday. And then he asked her, "Are you going to be sick too?" And then, but you do. There's just this dead, weird feeling, and you get this, like on the ship when something big is coming up or when something terrible has happened. The dead space, you can just feel it in the air that something is not the way it should be. And here's where
everybody knows there's going to be a show.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
They should have had that Phil Collins songs play.
I was just singing that right now.
Oh,
Can you feel it?
Now he comes in and he asks people for help. He's like, "I could use some help."
Yeah.
And they're like, "You're supposed to
your
protect us, Marshal." And he's, "Well, fine. What about your men?" "My men are shit."
What men? I have worms working for me.
I thought the shuttle coming in, this is another one of those effects. I thought the effects overall in this film were very, very good. There's only a couple at the end that are mildly sketchy, but I think you're right. They just didn't anticipate the resolution being as good as we have now.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he's getting ready. He's loading up. And again, I just really like this. Everything lights up as the shuttle's coming in. The lights come on the shuttle. It's just a really clean looking effect. It looks like Alien though. Again, it's a very similar shot that you would have gotten from Alien.
Yeah.
Landing gear struts, and then the big beast of a shuttle.
Which I like all that. Those are my favorite part of the movie, definitely. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you got a couple of the docking passages coming in there. And he's just getting ready. He's setting up in the control station, looking. So he's got the camera set so he can see who's coming off. And he's just waiting. He's just like, fuck, I just hope this fucking guy dies soon so I can get back to doing my shit.
Yeah, he's like, I got a tee off at 10 a.m. Let's get this over.
I got an awful lot of.
I got a
nothing
10
to do.
o'clock tea time here.
I gotta go scowl at people.
Which is what a good. So there is assassin number 1 who looks oddly enough like assassin number 1, and he's just waiting for his partner to show up, and then he gets there.
Thought he
and
looked
they
like
start.
Buffalo Bill.
I like how
Yeah.
they just like, hey, let's in the middle of this hallway, we'll just assemble our illegal weapons.
Yeah.
Well,
right
it
here.
also I just can't help but laugh at the fact that it is a stockless pistol grip shotgun with a long range scope
Yeah.
Why would you
in a
not
space
want-
station or a mining facility. You're not going to need.
There you go.
long
There it is.
range.
Right there.
Well,
What was weird is like a motion sensing scope.
Yes.
Yeah, I know, but still,
They really
Yeah,
are.
and,
like
and also
Yeah,
at first I
using
thought
henchmen.
maybe they're using slugs, but they're not, because when they shoot at them, it's obviously pellets.
Right. So now you're getting the emptiness of no one's in the station. This is the
other
foot
thing I
fungus-
didn't buy is like, where is everybody?
Where is everybody?
There should be people off shift, and like they're all at the club. Like even
Well,
the dining
to-
facility
but
be packed.
There's like
It doesn't-
2,000 people though.
It's happy hour. It's happy
No,
hour
those
at
guys
the
are
bar.
kinda-
back
That's
there.
what
They
to kinda
have
go
to
back-
constantly
Good
be
point.
making dinner, unless there's multiple
Yes.
dining facilities.
I
but-
didn't get the impression there was. I got the impression that was the dining facility.
So
Well,
there
to go back to the-
constantly be people
the
there.
the Western theming. This is like when the town shuts down and everybody
Yes,
just
they're all
disappears.
exactly.
Everybody
it's
clear
Christmas
out.
Eve.
Yep.
Yeah.
We are in high noon now. This is
Yeah, I mean, it
this is
doesn't
high
make
noon.
sense for a functioning facility, but it makes sense for
No.
the theme. That
No.
For a town, you can go somewhere. For a
Yeah.
space
Mhm.
station or for a mining facility on Io, there's only just like I'm being on a ship. There's only so many fucking places to go.
Well, no, and that was their flaw. They treated it like a mine
Yeah.
where there would be a ship where they should have treated it like it was a ship, because that's what it's a facility. There's no it would not be shut down like this. This would be round the
It's a
clock.
2-for-1 special. Now, not the club. 2-for-1.
So here's where you get that
I was
scope.
looking.
and the
I was
scope makes
looking
a-
up these.
does-
I was
Go
looking
ahead.
up the hitmen. One of
Yeah.
them played Gurney in the 2000 Noon miniseries.
Huh.
I don't know.
I don't remember that. I know that the sci-fi one. I don't remember it at all, other than it existed. So Sean Connery does take a shoulder shot here. A lot of walking around.
He
Well,
was also in Jaws 3D. So
Well, there we go.
Lord.
Oh
Jaws
man.
3D.
That's fresh in the Memory Banks.
So the doctor comes around the corner. He almost takes the doctor out. She's like, Jesus, stop it. And then she patches him up. And then she helps him because she's trying to figure it out. He wants her to go hide. She's like, I'm going to fucking help you. And he tells her basically to funnel the guys into that passage that he had tampered with earlier. Good plan. The doctor is one of the few people you worry actually might get killed in this whole
Yeah.
thing.
Mhm.
I could just imagine her go, give me one more cigarette.
So this is just the hunting scenes. This goes on for, again, the third act is all this. This is the whole thing.
Which I
When
liked.
She walked up to that
Yeah, so
skirt.
did
I thought she was going to get shot after that.
Oh, so did
yeah.
I.
She scares the shit out of her. Oh, I didn't capture the other thing. Yeah, her eyes are all bigger because she walks into a hanging uniform that she thought was a person, which because she's on like 1,000 right now. And that's startled the fuck out of her. Here, though, again, we get these alien, the movie Alien looking passageways, which it's nice. But the guy, I like. We talked about the costuming in just a little bit. I do like the practical looking clothes they wear. They're not wearing elaborate things. The spacesuits are the spacesuits, but like their internal to the station stuff are not. They're essentially uniform style clothing. That is made, even their shoes, you see them, they're wearing, they're not wearing like steel-toed boots. They're wearing almost sneaker-like stuff just for the comfort factor. So Sean
Yeah,
Connery's
no,
decided he's
I
going to go
appreciate the
outside.
respect. Space hijinks, baby. As soon as I saw this, first time I watched this, I got so excited. I was like, "Oh, we're going this way, eh?"
And because I hadn't seen this for a long time myself either, and I was like, why the fuck is he going outside? And if you look at what he set up, it made sense. Although the second one, the second of the Hitmen, that was more just blind luck. It seemed like.
When did Moonraker come out?
Moonraker was. When did Moonraker come out? Was it before? After? I don't know. Because
I could totally see him being like, "More got to wear the goddamn spacesuit. I'm wearing a spacesuit."
Oh, so he sees the blood. So this is it's like a central
Moonraker
hub.
came out in '79.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Jacob. So this is what he was talking about. He wanted her to funnel him into whichever one of the fucking tubes it was, so he can monitor it and tubes. And again, this was a tense scene between where the doctor is, where the hitmen are, and getting everybody where they need to be. And she closes him in, and Sean Connery does his bit with whatever this fucking joint is. Kablooey, and he expands, and they really like doing this. That looks so uncomfortable. And of course, he's causing tremendous damage to the station as well, but whatever. They didn't help him, so
he removes a section of this station, like.
I'm sure they probably have something somewhere in some budget for this.
Oh, I would assume because of the no smoking thing, it actually probably happens quite often, just because of how flimsy it is.
Yeah, they appear to be very flimsy.
It's just
yes, but this part here, what he does to the station, this is basically hydroponics, which is boosting their oxygen generation, and he just wipes it out to get rid of one dude.
And there was a garden, like it looked like they were growing.
I wonder if that's for food, not so much for air.
Well, it's both. In any kind of limited, like in an outer space environment, it would make sense to have both growing your own food,
like
but also
on Sunshine, the movie Sunshine.
Wait, we're not foreshadowing anything in that look there, are we?
Of course not. I don't know why he'd be asking where the man who's blowing up half of some part of the station is.
So yeah, that's the sergeant is asking, where is he?
The newly appointed sergeant.
Yeah, thank God you guys, one of you guys showed up. And this again, the assassin is not very smart. That's all I could think of when this happened. I'm like, what the fuck? Why would you do this?
But they're the
Sean
best
Connery,
guys.
I mean, it looks cool.
Yeah.
He picks up a panel and drops it so that the guy can see out. He sees a shadow falling, but then he shoots through the glass.
Yeah.
Shoot the glass.
Why would you do that?
The glass.
Because he's dumb.
Some things don't react well to.
He's like, let's see if this works.
What an idiot!
That was
so. But there's no way. I mean, but now they've wiped out it was either for air or for food, but whatever it was there for, it ain't there anymore. And this is like a quick repair kind of shit. I mean, this is massive.
I mean, I don't know how many levels you have to seal off now, because now you've compromised the integrity of the entire station.
Yep.
Now again,
he's completely reckless about this.
I guess he figured though that no one would help him, so fuck it, I'm going to do what I have to do.
Yeah, he did. He did kind of go like, "Hey, is anyone going to help me out?" And they sent him packing. So like,
scorcher their oxygen there.
I got
Sorry about your carrots.
You didn't need your vegetables anyway. Like, remember that one when she was doing the blood sample thing? Like, they didn't eat the vegetables. I doubt that anybody's eating these vegetables anyway.
Well, you
Gonna
never
draw
know.
some quality MREs.
So
Right.
now you get the surprise assassin coming after him outside.
Oh, shocking.
Surprise.
Oh no! I would never have guessed the sketchy sergeant.
Which again, more wooden dialogue. Dear God in heaven. Oh.
I
just love the Bugun.
What we're getting to are the weaker effects of the movie, as far as the special effects. So the rest of it, I think, has been very, very good. But when they're out, when you have the little dot people here, that's the only time it looked for me fake. The rest of it, like we go back just a couple frames here with Sean Connery up on
Whitey.
Up.
That's
God.
hilarious.
Yes.
What those are supposed to be.
Yes.
Heat trappers, maybe.
Oh my.
Exactly.
It's, again, shots like this looks fucking great.
Yeah.
Yeah, the very wide shot. I think the reason it stands out is that the lighting just doesn't match.
Yes. And again, even here, it looked good. But then you get to right now, it's all close-up stuff. But then as soon as you pull back, they're too bright, I think, on the station.
And I think it was done intentionally so that we would see the color and be able to differentiate between the two. But it does make it stand out.
Yeah, the red suit, white suit. But that's really about it. The rest of it's fine. That's pretty minimal for a movie of its time. Very, very minimal. So they have a tussle. Nothing surprising happens, and he rips out his air hose, and then he falls.
And he almost does like a Wilhelm scream when he gets his
almost.
I need
to get that sound.
Oh, you do? Oh God, yes, you do. Incorporate that into your soundboard.
Like the
I like how everything seems to have a charge on it outside the station.
Yeah, that was cool.
Whenever they touch any of the metal, everything zaps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why it has. It doesn't matter. It just looks cool, and I'm fine with that. Rips the air hose out.
I'm sure it's probably there to generate an electromagnetic field to help with the gravity.
This happens on Earth. Like, if you ever see radio towers, don't ever go and touch them. Not so much from the broadcast, but from the accumulated. I did the physics too long ago. Not so much static electricity. There's a name for it.
Ozone.
Basically, as any electromagnetic wave interacts with it, it stores charge.
Discharged, or it's discharging.
It's not a capacitor. It's not a coil. There's another name they use for the type of. But it's like it turns anything metal being exposed to continuous electromagnetic radiation will turn into a giant capacitor, but it's not really a capacitor. It acts like one.
So Sean Connery, so Marshal O'Niel goes back into the saloon after the gunfight is over.
It's over.
Yeah,
she's very happy.
Also, somehow he used to get shocked all the time because he didn't know about it, and he'd go touch his radio tower.
Hey, so what you doing here? Come on.
Yeah.
Sit down. Have a drink.
Connery
Come on.
pronounce his first name in this movie. He doesn't say it once. He doesn't say, "Call me Phil."
It's
I love the whole, like, they don't really say fuck the whole movie. Nope. It's just this one moment.
Yep. Fuck it. Now, he doesn't arrest him. At least not on camera.
He just punches him and leaves.
He just punches him in the face, and then that's pretty much it.
Which leads me to ask, did he just want to really just go with his family the whole time, and it was like he just could, you know what I mean? Like at first it seemed like he's like, no, this place is dirty, I gotta clean it up. But I also felt like halfway through, when he knew he was gonna die, he was like, shit, I should have just went with my family.
Yeah, it definitely feels like there's a turn.
I'm gonna die for this.
Yeah, when he realizes that his effort to clean up is not going to really do anything, and he just needs to save his life, at that point, he's just like, screw it. I don't care what damage I do, I'm out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, now the doc's like, shit's going to hit the fan around here real soon, and I want to see it happen. I I don't necessarily think that it is. I think Shepard is going to be held accountable by his boss for fucking up productivity, and
and they're just going to replace
someone just like him.
Yep.
And so this is the last scene here.
Looking forward to sleeping with you for a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't wait to smell you again.
Please make sure you knock 3 of Paul's teeth out. And then that's it.
And for God's sake, shut that child up.
If he says one goddamn word when I walk in the door.
I'm gonna fucking kill him.
That's actually just going to pummel that.
I'm not his father. You were pregnant when we met.
But that is Outland. So I'm gonna bring James up here. That's
nice.
Again.
Wow. That's amazing.
That's fucking fantastic.
That's great.
In less than 2 hours. That is some good shit there, Jinja.
Oh my god.
Hey, it's you guys. It's all you guys. I'm just here for the
this one of the things that hampered this movie. We talk about it being
the acting,
but it kind of no
the sun.
That's no
the writing, the
dialogue. No. I know you don't like the movie. I like almost every aspect of this movie though. It didn't come out in a lot of theaters though. It only came out in like 350 theaters, so it didn't get the big screen time around the country that other movies did. So it just didn't. We talk about it falling through the cracks. That's definitely how you fucking fall through the cracks. You don't give it the distribution that other films are getting. Why? Who knows? Sean Connery hadn't had a hit in a long time. The writer was just coming off Capricorn 1, which I know what Capricorn 1 is. I know other members of the panel do, but not a lot of people, even back then, really knew what the fuck it was. So you're working with, but then you get Jerry Goldsmith. You get a big name like Jerry Goldsmith to do the score. So it's just kind of an incongruous flow of, do you have faith in the project? Don't you have faith in the project?
Apparently they didn't.
Apparently they did.
It almost did. Yeah.
Because like I said, from the distribution probably being the biggest thing. I mean, the movie didn't make really any money either. It made about what it cost. It's just kind of one of those things.
Okay, so I'll just say this. And I know I was doing the over exaggerated thing for Shepard. Had I gotten that from him, a little more over the top character, I might have liked this more, because you got Sean Connery, who at his best is a very dynamic actor, and this is just a very stripped down film with some performances that there was a couple that were really good, but for the most part was very bland. That's just my overall thought of this film. It was just bland. It was just meh.
I personally, I like the subdued tone of the film, because you have Sean Connery, you have this.
Sean Connery came for Roman from.
Freeze frame.
Uh-oh.
Somebody screen capture that. Capture that.
That's going to be a screen grab.
Yeah, screen grab. I am not
I can
crook.
do a lot with that.
I am not a crook.
Hello.
Meme making time.
Roman has gone to suspend
The stream. So who wants to tell fun Roman jokes?
Anyone want to see a really good comedy pirate movie? Peter Boyle's next film after this was called Yellowbeard.
I'll check that out.
Yellowbeard, you'll laugh.
I just like Peter Boyle. I just think
he's a supporting actor in it, but it's a really funny, like, pirate sort of, kind of like
Jacob.
Of its day, It was really good.
I want to see how long Joker can hold this before he starts to drool.
This reminds me of the first time I was a guest on this channel, and and Roman got kicked out, and somehow I was made to steer the ship.
Friends,
and I.
Sad news.
You landed
Spiders
the
have gotten
plane.
Roman finally.
I did land the
They've
plane.
dragged
I
him
was
into
like,
the keyboard.
I have no idea what's going on, but we're gonna do this anyway. Hi guys.
Mrs. the Empire's like, Roman, no.
He just sent me a thing as internet shit. So please close it out. All right. Well,
Hey.
Wow. Okay.
Gavin Newsom
Alrighty
is
then.
off Roman's internet.
I imagine Roman's internet starts overheating around this time of year, and it just keeps getting worse and worse the hotter it gets.
Well, they don't have enough homeless people to man the dynamos to power Roman internet. So
let's look at this
Yeah,
real quick.
yeah.
See how good this looks. Look at that.
Wow,
That's
this is
awesome.
so
This is
good.
so
That's
good.
phenomenal.
I bet you can commission this one too, Jinja.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm just, again, this is just fun times for me. You
Yeah.
talk movies and get a draw. This is like
you should do like the Sean Connery series, you know?
Yeah.
Cool.
They
Yeah.
always look so good. They always look so good.
Thank you. Thank you.
And you do them in such a quick amount of time too, within the
Right.
span of the
That's
show, which
the
is
best
what
part.
also makes them special.
Well, I mean, that helps out at the Comic Cons as well because you got like this limited time. So this is good
Right.
practice for that as well too. Because like,
Right.
I want my picture in an hour. Like, okay, here we go. Boom. You
Oh,
just
here he
can't
comes.
fake-
There he is.
Don't know how much time I have.
You're like making a hostage video. Don't
Yeah.
question the
I don't know how much time I have left.
air's running out.
The mice and the spiders have invaded the internet.
Oh my god, my
see
internet has
Hans
become
Gruber coming
unstable.
to the back.
Well,
Like Maggie
luckily,
Gyllenhaal in
no
The Dark Knight.
captured any of that. No screen capture.
Needless to say, I need to. We're gonna have to wrap up rapidly as quickly as we can. Stop it, Joker. It's not funny at all. Anyway, so
You're good at
let's
that, Joker.
Thank
go,
you.
I know James. I'm just always so impressed with
Oh.
the work that you produce for these.
Thank you.
Ugh,
Again, thank
it's
you for having on.
just-
It's just
fuck.
fun stuff, dude. It's fun times.
So on that note, like I said, before my internet decided, I got all my, I didn't have to pay a cable bill last month because my internet has been so fucking sketchy. So just, it is what it is. So anyway, I enjoyed this movie a lot. I thought this was a fun review, even just as again, for a piece that not a lot of people are familiar with. I think it's a good introduction. I would, if you haven't seen the movie, even after our discussion about it, we touch on a lot of things, but I would watch it anyway. So you really do get to experience, especially now that the visuals have been updated. It's just glorious to see the colors and the sets and the care.
Better
that
than the
went
State of the
into-
Union address.
That's not hard. That's not even my internet going down was better than the State of the Union address. So
I still
this-
think.
again,
I still think.
Sorry, go ahead.
I still think that we need to add a film to the upcoming list. And Roman froze again. There he is. I think we need to do Empire Records.
Ooh.
I've never seen. I don't know.
The
Empire
Cosby
Records.
You haven't seen that?
You need to watch it. You need to watch that. That is a
Yeah, I've
great
not
film.
seen that.
It's
Wait,
Rick's
that's High
Manning Day.
Fidelity. What am I talking about?
Now that was
Day.
that was High Fidelity or High Fidelity.
High Fidelity is great. Love that movie.
That's a good fucking movie.
Yes.
Anyway, so
Empire
let's go
Records.
around the panel
Okay.
here before I fucking yeet myself out again and talk about briefly what we have coming up, and then we shall close this thing out. Shield Wall, what do you have coming up, bud?
Hey everybody, thanks. This is a great stream. On Tuesday of next week, I'll be on Jacob Ironside's channel, and we will be reviewing something. I can't remember what it is right now. Apparently, my brain is connected to your internet.
Goodwill Hunting.
Oh, that's right. Goodwill Hunting. That's right. That's correct.
Good film.
How do you like them apples?
And then that next Thursday on this show. So anyway, thanks for having me here. Thanks to the chat. It's been great. We had a pretty big panel today. It's nice being on here with R2 and Sammy 3-Pete and everybody, and Deputy Marshal Shotgun Matt.
Right.
Always a pleasure. So But yeah, thanks. It's been great being on.
Right on, right on. Joker voice. What do you have coming up, buddy?
Well, tomorrow is Friday night's Royal Rumble, simulcasting from Legion Talk. Next week is basically the same thing. Starting to wrap up Game of Thrones on Monday. Thursday back here. Friday night's Royal Rumble again. However, next Wednesday, Ryan and I are kind of doing a every other week in wrestling WWE stream, and we will be having a special guest that will be Left Eye Ego.
Oh, sweet.
Cool.
Always good to see Ego out there in the world, even if he can't see it himself. Jacob Ironside.
That is fucked up.
He's not even here to defend himself this time.
I know. Jacob Ironside, meme master. And by the way, your X-Files stream the other night was a lot of fun. I had a really good time. I was drinking and hanging out. So that was a
thanks. Cool. Thank you. Saturday I'm going to be talking about movie miniature builders. So it'll be fun. The miniature models and stuff. That'll be fun. And Tuesday I'm going to be on 2 shows. So it's I'm going to be on Gord's channel. I think we're talking favorite childhood movies, I think. And then my show will be Good Will Hunting. And I don't know what we're doing next week. I don't know if I'm on that one.
Next week, actually, I'll throw it in at the end. I'll get to it. So yeah, but you're with me next week too.
Okay. So yeah, that's what I got going for the rest of this week and early next week.
Right on, Jacob. Thank you for being here. Sammy Three-Peat, who came back to us despite his better instincts. So it's good to have you back again, though. I very much enjoy your contribution to the show.
What can I say? I have a blast every single time. I mean, I do like that this one was as much as I like talking about the toys with you guys, this is a little bit more organized and so no, I'm just saying, like the scatterbrain, we were just throwing out like different toys. And, you remember this one? We were just talking about one particular subject, but and like I said, I appreciate Matt's insight and just shooting the shit with all of you. Joker, stop!
You're killing me, Joker.
But I will be joining again next Thursday, and I've been talking with Jacob. I'll be doing something with him.
Awesome.
Coming up. And there's about like 2 or 3 more things that are escaping me, but I almost got the channel up and running.
Right on. Well, I can't wait to see what you're going to bring.
Honestly, I'd be more than happy if any one of you would, come on and help me out every now and then. And
I'm available.
But
yeah, definitely.
Other than that, just I've just been loving hanging out with you guys. Thank you.
Right on. One of us. Guild of Liberty. When you're not stalking me on your property, what else do you have coming up, my friend?
Look, I put up signs. You were warned.
I know.
Let's see here.
Comb the beard.
I gotta do it. I got a brush for you, Joker.
I don't understand it.
I give the people what they demand.
That is so hot.
See, Saturday afternoon, I believe I'm joining Jacob for the model makers of like Hollywood and filmmaking, so that'll be a fun chat. And then later the same day in the evening, over after the weekend for our Weekend Harder stream, we'll be revisiting Police Academy.
Oh, yes. Wow!
Yes.
Oh, nice. From the past.
Then Monday back to after the weekend again for Rush Hour. And then, unless I hear otherwise, I probably will show up again with Jacob for Good Will Hunting.
All right.
Nice.
You're busy. You're very busy.
Yeah, I got to stop saying yes to everything.
And we never saw Beard again.
Jokes.
So Untamed Mando, what do you have coming up?
Well, this Saturday, I am going to be on the Inside All Day Gaming Podcast playing Dungeons and Dragons, where my character will not be pooping in a bag in an alleyway.
Are you going to wear a
Never
diaper?
say never.
You can weaponize that poop.
Yep.
It's 1920s, y'all.
Oh, okay.
Hey, it burns. You could use it.
It does. But that's definitely where I will
Smells like
be
shit.
this Saturday afternoon. And then hopefully my life is starting to calm down a little bit. I'm not sick. I have a car. Like everything's all good things. So hopefully I'm going to be consistent again, making some content. That is my goal. I've got a poll going on Twitter, on YouTube, and then in my Discord server. If anyone has any ideas for types of content, I might be changing some of it up. So yeah, and I think I'll be here next week, Thursday for sure. And then just take a look at my socials and stuff. I'll announce when I'm going live and all of that wonderful goodness. But yeah, hopefully I will be getting back on a regular schedule and stuff.
Well, good.
Beard, stop teasing me.
Glad all the pieces are falling into place, Mando.
It's taken like months, it feels like.
Deputy Marshal Shotgun Matt, what do you have coming up, brother?
Hey, Mando, I got a suggestion for you. It'll bring some heat, but I got a suggestion for you. We talked about it beforehand. You need to get the Twitter handle, Mandalorian for Palestine. Get that thing down, and you will have heat, and that heat is money.
It is. Ride the Twitter algorithm and stuff.
Yep. I can just imagine. Anyway, so what I got going on? Got my live stream tomorrow at my little afternoon drive-by. If I do 3:00 on Fridays. Reviewing Shogun, the 2024 one.
Yes.
Great so far.
Oh yeah.
I love the original. Not the one make me love the original any less. I do like how in this one they're adapting the parts of the novel they didn't. So if they don't understand, but when they did the original adaptation, the guy who's doing it wanted to do it from Blackthorn's perspective, to show the mystery of he was experiencing in Japan. Whereas in the novel, you get Blackthorn and Toranaga's perspective back and forth, right? So we're seeing the parts of Toranaga's parts early on that we didn't see in the original adaptation. And, my only thing I keep Richard Chamberlain and Christopher Footy are two of the most charismatic actors you could possibly ever think of. The only more kind of actors like John Wayne, And so these guys that's the one thing with this new adaptation that keeps flying in my mind, but in this one, Castor, his name is Castor, I think. He really gets his version of Blackthorn down in this episode. So I really like that. I'm reviewing Masters of the Air. So I have those two episodes up. I dropped all my reviews for the lame live action Avatar adaptation. Which, if you've never seen the original animation, you probably will.
Thank
be
you,
okay.
Wiper.
But anyway, what else I got going on? I am going to do something about doing. I was debating because I want to sound like a negative Nelly, but I am going to make at least a 5 or 10 minute review of doing part 2. It disappointed me a little bit. I enjoyed it. It's still a great movie, but
I haven't seen it yet.
But like the other two, it's a subpar adaptation. So
got it.
And Jacob, tomorrow we're talking about models. So.
Right on.
And Roman's channel next week. Your channel. Your channel next week is on Irish movies.
Yes. Yep. R2.
Yes.
R2.
Well, this Saturday
R2,
I'll be joined by. I am. Can you guys hear me? Okay.
R2.
Yeah, we can hear you.
This Saturday, I will be joined by my fluffy co-host above me for Police Academy.
Stop it, Beard.
And I give up. And do we have anything else planned, Beard, other than Saturday? I can't remember what we have going on for Monday.
Monday is Rush Hour.
Rush Hour. There you go.
Yeah, it's police themed this month.
Right on. Hey, that's cool.
Yep. So
the funny cop movies of the past, there were a ton of them, and many of them are brilliant. Movies you can't make.
Wipe yourself up. You're dead. You dead.
I mean, you couldn't do a movie like Police Academy today.
Oh no.
It would
No,
be shit and woke, and they don't write comedies well anymore because the woke isn't fucking funny.
Well, and to not give away too much about our review on Saturday, that opening text that says something about taking away physical and other abilities requirements for the police academy, that rings really true today, and it's a little bit less funny.
Yeah. No, you're right. It's like, wait, that's very prophetic.
Yep.
Oh Lord. James Harris, the Jinja Ninja. What do you have coming up, buddy?
Right now, just working on some well, thanks again for having me on.
Oh, yes,
and I don't really have anything planned as far as the YouTubing goes. I might do a couple. I'm planning on doing a live stream somewhere down the line. Working on we had the Respect for Tolkien campaign here recently. Unfortunately,
nice.
I'm usually a lot more active in it, but I've been sick for about 4 days now. But I'm gonna try to do some more Lord of the Rings work. This is the recent one.
Nice.
I fucking love that.
Yeah,
great.
So I'm going to put up some polls on Twitter and try to get people's ideas of what scenes they would like me to illustrate next. So if you follow me on Twitter,
Ride of the Rohirrim.
check it out. What's that?
The Ride of the Rohirrim.
Well, I'm just finishing up the book. I'm listening to it again. I don't know how many times I've listened to it, but I've got my ideas, but I want to kind of throw them past you guys as well and see what you want me to do. Ride of the Rohirrim? Yes, that would take a long time to do, but I'm going to be working on it this weekend. Yeah, I might just go ahead and do that this weekend. I've actually done a Shelob one before, but
okay,
I'd be up for doing it again though, definitely. Yeah, but thanks again for having me on, and sorry that I wasn't able to appreciate the movie as much as you guys did, but you know what? That's why I like to come on here to stream and listen to everybody's opinions, and it kind of like hey, it puts me on this side of appreciating it a little bit more. And yeah. But thanks again for bringing me on here. And please do watch Shogun, the TV series. It's good. It's legit. It's good.
I'm back.
Yep.
Am I back?
And that's the meaning of life. That's the meaning of life. Yeah. 42.
All right, my internet's shit in the bed here, guys. So I'm gonna close this thing out. I went nowhere land. But I want to thank the panel. Thank you to our guests tonight who are freezing up like assholes. So our regulars, and then of course our guests, Sammy R2 the Icky, and again James Harris, the Jinja Ninja. Thank you so much, guys. And to our chat, thank you. Always throwing out the funny, informative, and wildly inappropriate comments, and we love you for it. So yeah, next week at Thursday at 5 Pacific Standard, we are going to be looking at our favorite Irish movies in honor of St. Patrick's Day, which is next weekend. And it's a pretty loose base. When we say Irish movies, I literally mean anything that has something to do with Ireland. Talking Boondock Saints, The Departed, things like that. But also, you can have fucking Irish movies as well. So, but I just wanted to I don't want it to be too narrow a scope. Otherwise, it'll be fucking horrible. So we're gonna make pretty loose base, but it should be fun. And I'm gonna be drinking Guinness for the entire stream. So that's it for this week. Thank you for joining us. If you're watching us on the rewatch again, thank you for looking at us as well. Please like and subscribe because God knows it's a slow trip. It's a very slow journey. So we will see you next week for our favorite Irish movies. And until next time, please be kind.
Doodles.
You